Hi, this is JP Rehnquist from Duluth. The question is, what kind of question do you have for Congressman Kravac if you were to have a town hall here in Duluth?
So what I'd really like is for my congressman to come to my town and to spend some time listening to the people in this town. It's the largest city in the district, and I would like to hear his views on things. And I prepared a few notes of some things that I'd like to tell him, and that I'd like to, some questions I'd like to ask. So I live in Central Hillside. I've been a member of several unions, like the congressman, third generation of my family to be involved in unions. A few weeks ago, on July 30th, I was laid off from my job. I was working as a fatherhood coach, working with families, strengthening families, low-income families in northeastern Minnesota. I've been working with children and families, and I've been doing community organizing in one form or another for probably 20-25 years, and that's in education, in healthcare, in the business world, all different places. So I know some things, I have some experience. So anyway, I lost my job, I got laid off. Earlier this week, I was really glad to get called in for an interview. I got called in for a job interview, and while I was there for the job interview, I happened to run into one person coming out of the interview for the same job, someone I know, great person, excellent at the work. Another person comes in, sits down next to me, very experienced, extremely talented, very good at the work, extremely good. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, this is crazy. But you know, that's the reality in America today. There's 4 jobs. For every job that there is, there are at least 4 people that are applying for it. And it's actually probably more than that around here in northeastern Minnesota. And so I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I might not get this job because these other people are really good at this stuff. I'm pretty good at what I do, but these other people are really good too. And then it hits me, there should be jobs for all of us doing this stuff. You know, we work with families, we work with the community, and it's been shown to be pretty good, pretty effective, the stuff you do at the early side of life as opposed to later on in life. God forbid, what some people call the cradle to prison pipeline that some people get into, where you end up in the criminal justice system as an early teenager and you end up in jail and prison throughout your life. It's a very unpleasant, ineffective life, and it's no good for our society either. So I'm thinking, why don't we have some more funds to invest in us people so that we're not competing for jobs, people who are good at the work and who care about each other and really want to do this stuff. There's jobs for all of us. And even better, instead of them being barely living wage jobs, which is what early childhood work is, how about if they pay a living wage? You know, how about if it's something that I can do for the next 20 or 25 years and I can plan on supporting my own family well, put them through college. And I believe that that's something that our society, that our country should invest in. I would like to know what the congressman thinks about that. I did send him an email a few months ago saying, I'd like to see some more funds for family strengthening, fatherhood work. And he just wrote me an email back and he said, that may be important, but we're just broke. We have hardly any money in this country. And I would like to challenge him on that and say we do have a lot of resources that are going to some things, and we have money to bail out banks, we have money to support 3 or 4 wars abroad. Maybe we could take some of that money and divert it back here to local work, to people and to families here. So there's one more thing I wanted to add about that. I had heard that the congressman has been a stay-at-home dad. I believe he cares about his family, he cares about his wife, he cares about his kids, and they're a priority for him. His wife got a job in New Hampshire, and he made a decision, which I feel like was a pretty responsible decision as a father, to say, my wife's going to be busy, it's not working for us to commute and do all this stuff. I'm going to move out to New Hampshire with my wife and my kids. And I think that was actually a responsible, if I was his fatherhood coach, that's one thing I would say. Your wife's got a good job, pays good money, you're supporting her career. The only problem is his job is representing me here and my kids here in northeastern Minnesota. And so the one thing that I would say is for him to go a step further. If he's going to move to New Hampshire, instead of just being there 1 day a week, he should go and be there every day. He should resign from his job here, and he should let a northeastern Minnesotan take his job, somebody that's good at it. There's a lot of great candidates that could step in and could do that work for him. But if he's going, I just don't think he can have it both ways. All right. So there's one other thing that I want to say too, and I don't know if there's time for this, but I was at a Labor Day parade, and that's the first time that I met the congressman, okay? And he was coming by with this, he had this big shrink-wrapped van. I just read somewhere it was called like his war bus or something like that. It was a shrink-wrapped RV that has a picture on it, had a bunch of patriotic quotes and things like that. And he's driving along through the parade on Labor Day, but he's going about 2 miles per hour. They're driving this thing, okay? And it slowed down the whole parade. It stretched out the whole parade route. And what I saw there, my first impression of him, you know, on Labor Day, is that this guy isn't in this parade to honor workers. He's not there to celebrate America or even to really be patriotic.
Yeah.
He's there because he wants to lengthen out this whole parade and make it all about him. And make the thing, this is Chip Kravak's show. This is Chip Kravak meeting people, getting to know people, okay? Whatever, this is Chip Kravak saying his messages. But what he did is he made something that was about the community, that was about workers and was about the people of northeastern Minnesota, completely about himself and his agenda. And that's how I see him operating. I see him out there representing what he's interested in, the people that he, you know, cares about, the very wealthy. He doesn't want to raise their taxes 1 penny. He's willing to shut down the government to pay for that. And then when he has a problem with his family, he moves out to New Hampshire, which is fine. But he's not going to quit his job, because what he wants is to be a congressman from northeastern Minnesota, even if he doesn't live here. You know, and so I would like to talk to him about some of these things, hear what he has to say, and see if he's going to represent me and my family as well as his